If I would have told you John Feliciano, I think I said it right, would be the number one rated player for the 49ers, came out with a 91.4 grade, I would have been shocked against the Seahawks because Leonard Williams had his way with us again. Not once, not twice, three times, because he played for the Giants in week 3 and played incredible against us. Then he gets traded to the Seahawks, played against us Thanksgiving, he was their best player. Then this game, he was their best damn player again. None of it was against John Feliciano. I did the first half breakdown this morning. 55 was a stud at the right guard, and he even had a penalty, but still was incredible. The issue, the whole entire first half, again, I haven't finished the second half film, Jake Brendel and Aaron Banks. As bad can be for both of them. The worst tape I've seen for either one of them. 25 players took offensive snaps. Jake Brendel finished 24th with a 50.7 grade. Aaron Banks finished dead last 25th with a 39.2 grade. Now, how much of that is, man, this matchup, they just lost this matchup 3 consecutive times. Leonard Williams dominated those guys. We haven't seen anybody else do it to them like that. But the fact that Feliciano was able to handle it, he's a different type player. He doesn't really fit the quote-unquote mold of 49ers linemen. I don't know. But, I want to balance, right? Always balance. Don't want, Thanos would be proud. Don't want just the positives, the rosy stuff. We gotta talk about the bad too. And the bad was Jake Brendel and Aaron Banks. They were terrible. The sacks, the run game that didn't work consistently. There was one drive where Jake Brendel missed 3 consecutive blocks on a 3-and-out, and the drive was done. And he single-handedly ruined the first, second, third down play. And it was just like, man, but next drive, he goes out there and makes a hell of a block 25 yards downfield. We just got to get that consistency because Brendel's one of the most athletic linemen, centers in the entire NFL. But he just doesn't have the weight or the strength. And whenever you're playing against a beast like Leonard Williams, who I do consider a top 5 defensive tackle in the NFL, it's just not a good matchup. But I expect more from Banks. And I know that last week he played through an injury, which is awesome because he probably came back earlier than he should have. And I think that kind of had a little bit of carryover. But, man, his tape was not good. But on that very first play, and I'll play the clip here. On that very first play that was like 70-plus yards, which was awesome, Aaron Banks blocked 2 guys. Not one. He dropped 2 guys. And what a statement it is to come out and run a toss play, which one of my favorite things about it was a can call from Purdy. He recognized the numbers, the count, switched it. He flipped the play, gave them the advantage. But Aaron Banks, who had a terrible game, he blocked 2, not 1, but 2 defenders on this play. Here's CMC describing what happened.
I mean, you never know till it does. You just you kind of just read it one gap at a time and trust the guys in front of you. And that was, amazing blocking. Got to score there, but that was, great job by those guys up front all day. BA blocking downfield, 75 yards down the field again, which is just becoming routine for him. So I appreciated that, but that was a great job by all those guys up front.
Yeah, and CMC's great. He always gives out credit. And Roberto, I love this. Kyle's modus operandi is to go cheap on O-line, bring on the defensive line. Yes, because the scheme protects inefficiencies because you're moving laterally. You don't have to have an anchor. You don't have to be a power guy. You just got to have movement skills. That's what you got to do. And so all of the outside zone, play action boot, and all that stuff covers up the deficiencies of offensive line. And so I love that. You got to go cheap somewhere in the salary cap era. You have to. So Shanahan says, I'm the quote-unquote genius. Not that Shanahan would say that. This is my scheme. Therefore, I can make up for these deficiencies. Load up on the defensive side of the ball where I have no control. That'll translate. Talent on the defensive side, cool. You give me my playmakers and whatever else, we'll make it work on our side. Offensive line, yeah, it's awesome if you can have a Trent. It's awesome if you can have a Joe Staley. That's pretty great. But he'll cover up the rest. Because right now it's Trent Williams and the, misfit toys. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to all the other guys playing out there on the offensive line. But, let's just be honest. It's Trent Williams and everybody else Hopefully the play could be better. And with John Feliciano, I want him to stay there. I want him to continue to get snaps because this ceiling play, the game that Feliciano just played, is better than Burford's best game in the NFL. I believe that. Doesn't mean he's the long-term solution. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying Burford hasn't had a great year, hasn't been a bad year. But if we can get this play, especially with Burford being banged up, let him marinate, man. Let him learn. Let him stay on the sideline and watch. Burford's the long-term guy. Feliciano's old. But right now, you ride the hot hand, man. And so I want to see Feliciano out there. Allow Burford to chill and just watch. This will benefit him. I really, really do believe that. Salty, what's up, brother? Says Niners need to fix the interior line and right tackle with the 3 picks in the draft. They got a lot of picks, man. Currently, they have 11 picks after the Chase Young trade projected. 11 picks coming their way. And yeah, I think that first pick should be a right tackle or left tackle, even though Colton McKivitt's been great. Colton McKivitt's finished top 5. McKivitt's had a good game. He had an 81.3 grade. Now, top 5 PFF for our team's good. An 81 grade, that would have been first place for several teams. Like, everybody on offense was legit. The grades were pretty high. But yes, I am with you. I really would like some draft capital invested in the OLine. But, Kyle's go to Kyle and John's go to John. And so don't be upset whenever it's a defensive tackle or a defensive end. Because Eric Armstead's long in the tooth, Hargrave's long in the tooth. Wouldn't be shocked if it's a defensive tackle. We'll see how it draws. But picking 32 is difficult because you get what falls. You see what I did there? Yeah, see, somebody got it. There we go. That's what I expect. Now, rounding out the top 5 on offensive grades, Feliciano, 91.4. Ayuk, even though he had 2 turnovers, still finished with a 90.0 grade. Absolutely 89.6 run blocking grade. Gosh, his routes, he was wide open the whole damn day. They couldn't guard him. Even with those 2 turnovers, he still finished number 2. Deebo, number 3, 83.5. And this is my favorite thing about Deebo. Okay, y'all ready? I'm going to go a different angle. Deebo Samuel finished with a 90.3 run blocking grade. Elite, elite, elite. So I started going back. I went through every single game. I was like, man, is this new? Because Deebo's, he's received some criticism, fair criticism, for not going all out blocking, especially when you have Ayuk going 75 yards downfield, still waylaying dudes. This is the highest run blocking grade for Deebo Samuel in a game all year, all last year, all year before that, you got to go back. There was one game his rookie year that had a higher grade than this. Deebo is playing out of his damn mind in every facet of the game. Every single one. Routes, hands, after catch, rushing, and now blocking and kick return. Anybody that said anything about Deebo after he signed his contract, wrong. Wrong. It took a minute. And so I'm just saying right now, Deebo Samuel, CMC's great. Purdy's great. Right now, I'm telling you right now, Deebo Samuel could easily be the best player in the NFL. Right now with what he is doing. Does that mean he should be whatever else? No, because the whole season, I'm telling you right freaking now, this is 2021 playoff vibes where he just took the whole team on his damn back and just said, I'll run the ball 30 times, throw me the ball. Like, Deebo is him right now, right? NBA Jam, he's on fire. That's Deebo right now. He is playing unworldly football at every freaking level. You just added run blocking? I'm sorry, man. Like, and I get it. We can talk all these players, and all these players deserve flowers. But if you can't talk about this team right now without Deebo. You can't. He is the freaking lifeblood of this team, surrounded by all-stars. Oh, man. I'm sorry, man. And now there's lots of reasons why you get into this. I thought this was really cool. You know, it's been made out there on social media. You've seen posts or whatever about his son. This is cool.
I mean, it mean everything. Ever since I had him, I can say like the level of play and the focus and determination I have for this game has went to another level because it's not only am I playing for me, I'm playing for my family. So like whenever you know what I'm saying, get to see him out there, he having a good time, it's just giving me more energy to go out there and just make plays.
It changes. Life changes. Everybody goes through these changes. You know, I spent most of my career teaching high school kids and coaching high school kids. And I would tell them all the time, like, man, you guys are 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. Like, you got a lot of stuff to figure out. And it's not like you go to college and then you're just like a man or a woman and everything's simple. I, I'm old. I'm 42. 41? I think I'm 41. 41? No, I'm 42. Okay. No, I am 41. But whatever. Sorry about that. I still figured stuff out as well. You know what I mean? Like when kids enter the equation, you got to put things into perspective. Deebo just went through this giant contract dispute, and you get your worth questioned and your manhood and your priorities and all those things. Maybe rightfully so for the amount of money they make. But I love people getting paid. And that celebrating other people's success is one of the things that have brought me so much joy in my life because it turned me from a competition, you know, all this kind of whatever into look, man, one of us wins, we all win. We all cross together. And when good things happen to others, that is something to celebrate. And hopefully that's, you know, reciprocated. But once you get to that stage in life, it doesn't have to be reciprocated for you to enjoy life for others. It just changes. It's the empathic response to celebrations and positives. When you have kids, everything changes. Maybe that's the reason, maybe it's not. But you just heard him say, "I'm playing for my family now." It shows on tape. And it's not even just these past 3 weeks. And I get it. Whenever he got injured, the team stalled and all those things. But even before the injury, I kept saying repeatedly, his routes are different. The work ethic he put in this offseason, Deebo Samuel, it translated week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 because his routes are great. His hands are better. Deebo led the NFL in drops like multiple times. He's catching everything. You're seeing back-to-back weeks with this dude toe tapping on the sidelines. That's not who Deebo was. That's not who he was. That's who he is now. He has evolved, right? I don't know Pokemon, but this dude, like he's the next evolution of Deebo Samuel. But now he's gone back to he's fully healthy and he's freaking in that, you know, Deebo bully mentality, but he still brought with him all these elite traits. Route running, hands catching, understanding offenses better, recognizing zone and man and sitting down routes whenever he's supposed to and not. But we're still getting the crazy freaking bully Deebo. And so now you have all those different things. All those different things. And I don't know. I get excited because as well as Debo's playing right now, and I think he's playing better than anybody else in the NFL. I truly do believe that. Like he's making just here we go. I know how to show this. This is Brock Purdy's conversation and video clip if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or wherever. I don't care. Whatever. I'll post it on social media as best I can. This is the old great Deebo that we loved, and he still has that plus more. This is Brock talking about just a simple check down route. Check down. Seattle covered this play perfectly. Still got 30 yards.
I mean, that one felt good. Just going through the progressions and hitting Deebo, and we talked about that all week. Obviously, if the defense gives us the longer, deeper throw, great. But we have to be disciplined and have to play with conviction to be able to go through my progressions and be willing to take checkdowns like that. And obviously, when you have Deebo Samuel as your checkdown, it's pretty good.
It's just a simple check down, and their pursuit angles were fine. It just blew the whole team out of the water. The whole team out of the water. I cannot talk enough about what's happening with Deebo Samuel right now. Weapon X, whatever. Dude's just crazy, man. So anyway, I don't know. Sorry, I went off on a little. Yeah, that's right. Crazy Juice says Pokemon reference. I don't know how to explain the evolution. My kid was big into Pokemon. Don't judge me. Got to catch them all. All right, here we go. Sticking with the top 5, Feliciano 1, Ayuk 2, Deebo Samuel 3. George Kittle tied with Deebo at an 83.5 grade. George Kittle, he's incredible. Colton McKivitz 5th, Purdy 6th, CMC 7. Charlie Warner continues just to be an absolute stud. I love Charlie Warner. He had an 84.7 blocking grade. Just does his job. Jordan Mason 9, Trent Williams 10. Things are working, man. And you look at the box score, and you see the quarter breakdown of scores. First quarter, 49ers scored 7 points. Second quarter, 49ers scored 7 points. Third quarter, 49ers scored 7 points. Guess what they did in the fourth quarter? 7 more points. Oh, just a touchdown a quarter. And there's still meat on the bone. Like, they could have put up more points. Had some issues, turnovers, whatever else. But you had 2 turnovers and a 3-and-out and a block punt called back. A fake punt for a first down. That was extra possession you could have had. But, man, like, this team is just hitting. It's hitting.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.